So the biggest change out here is now that there are no steps from the parking lot to the door. No matter how you come into the parking lot, whether you're coming up the driveway or parking out in the main lot, this door is now fully accessible to everyone. And speaking of accessibility, we have 4 handicap spots right up here, right by the door. And we now have an entire row of mobility-friendly spots as our first row. Now, this is a newer term being used that indicates wider spots in closer locations for those who might need the extra space to help someone out of the car, or to open a walker or crutches, even to help parents who could use the extra space taking a baby carrier out of the car. These spots aren't restricted spaces like our handicap spots, just more convenient for those who need them. In a couple of days, these doors will be temporarily removed to get cleaned up and have new hardware added that will make it easier and lighter to use, including a push button to open the door automatically if needed. Let's head inside. Well, here we are just inside that door. If you take a look around, while it's still a bit messy, the new ceilings are in and fresh paint is being applied. Soon, the steps will be updated with new treads, and the railing will receive a fresh coat of paint. Of course, the biggest change to this area is this big opening in the wall that leads to the new elevator that's being installed. This elevator will be able to take you down to the lower level and up to the first and second floors. I'll show you the lower level in a few minutes, but first, let's head up to the first floor. So as I stand on the first floor landing, if I look to my left, here's the new elevator vestibule for this floor. If you look in, you'll see the opening for the elevator and where the new doors into West Hall will go. When I look to the right, here is where our new main office will be. No more having to wind your way through the lower level and up a couple of sets of steps. Now, when people arrive, the office will be close and easy to find. I'm sure you've noticed this very large hole in the wall, which will have a new window in it. And the new doors to this room will have larger windows in them than the old ones. Both of these additions will help the office have better visibility into this public space. Let's go take a peek in. So it's pretty messy in here, and there's still a lot of work to be done in here over the next few weeks, like paint and carpet, new lighting, and the counters. A fun fact you might not know is that we are reusing the wood wainscoting that used to be in the old chancel to face the counters in this new office. I'm excited that we're able to bring a bit of history from the old space into the new space. So back here is a new workroom that will hold the large production copier and other office equipment, as well as cabinets for storage. And back here is the new finance office. Are you ready to head upstairs? Come on. The first thing you'll notice up here is how much larger the landing is, now that the old costume closet that was up here has been removed. Now, if we head this way, towards this floor's elevator vestibule, you'll see another addition to this floor, a new accessible restroom. No more having to trudge back downstairs. We've got tile going up on the walls and the fixtures being installed next week. This opening is where the new doors to the youth room will be. Now, most of the youth room is still closed off because of the construction. And let me tell you, it's a mess anyway, because that's where we're storing all the stuff we had to move for the construction. But I know some of you have asked, what will happen to the kitchenette now that the elevator is where it used to be? Well, if you peek around the corner, you'll see where the new kitchenette will go. All right, so let's head all the way back down to the lower level to see what's happening there. Come on. Well, let's take a look at the new elevator vestibule for this floor. You know, I love how the elevator design on this side of the building fits so nicely into our existing space. I think it's going to feel like it's always been here. And don't worry, the pine room is still here. In fact, they were able to reuse the pine paneling on the new wall that they had to build. It's just a little smaller now. Now, if you come this way, you'll see that the lounge area outside of the women's room has received a nice update. Our property committee had the cupboards in here repaired, updated, and painted before the construction began. And what a difference it has made. The women's room is getting a much needed update to make it accessible and the stalls a functional size. Just like upstairs, this room will be tiled and the fixtures and partitions will be installed starting next week. We're also adding a new set of doors in this hallway to help limit access to our children's area for improved safety and security. Whew, well, I know that was a lot to see. It's a bit messy around here and a lot busy, but the end result is going to be beautiful and welcoming and accessible. All the things that we wanted to accomplish with this project. Okay, let's head back to the sanctuary to finish our talk.